चीज़ें हम थोड़ा यूटिलिटी बेस्ड ज़्यादा हो जाते हैं. एंड आर्ट इज़ ऑल अबाउट डिस्क्रिप्शन, हाउ यू डिस्क्राइब इट, हाउ यू लुक एट इट एंड वॉट यू मेक ऑफ इट, कि जो आपको दिख रहा है. सो लेट्स स्टार्ट विद द पैलियोलिथिक पीरियड. So this is the map of the Paleolithic sites and the Neolithic sites that we find in Europe. So most of the sites you will see are centered around France. Here we find a lot of caves, where we find the cave painting and the sculptures. But again, this somehow becomes a part of history. And as architecture students, you are students of aesthetic, you have to understand the art. तो डेट्स वगैरह जो है वो मैंने इसमें मिनिमम टू मिनिमम रखी है. आई एम फोकसिंग मोर ऑन द आर्ट. So one of the first paintings we see, we get it from Namibia. It's a cave called the Polar 11, and यहाँ पे काफ़ी pixelated हो गया. But if you look at it, it seems very primitive. कि बस एक आउटलाइन सी तो बनाई है, एक सिलुएट सा तो है. बट व्हेन यू लुक एट इट यू डोंट हैव टू जस्ट सी इट ऑन द फेस वैल्यू. अब यहाँ पे जो जो एब्सेंट है आपको उस चीज़ को भी नोट करना है. सबसे पहली चीज़, व्हाट डू यू सी? यू सी
It's an animal.
feline animal, we would say. It might be a panther, it might be a puma, it might be a leopard, it might be a lioness. So we see a feline animal, and we see a solid silhouette of the feline animal. Now, the Paleolithic artist, he had two questions: what he wants to draw and how he wants to show it. So, first question का answer generally throughout the Paleolithic period we get animals. And animals भी वो नहीं जो domesticated हों या उनके साथ रहते हैं. Animals which they hunted, which they feared. So those were the animals they always chose. Now looking at this painting, what else can we see? We see that the feet of the animals are not proportionate to the body. They are almost stick figure like. So now always remember that the artist is drawing these paintings from memory. He is not doing the live sketching, he is not doing the live painting. He sees the animal, he goes back to his cave, and then he is painting upon the panels and the walls. So it might be that his observation or his memory of the feline feet was not too strong, or it might be there are always translation, interpretation, because we don't get any written text with it. It might be a composite imagery also. So whatever words I am using, these might be very simple words: silhouette, composite imagery. But you must write these down. Whatever you see, you have to write it down, because the more details you notice, the more you will be able to read the art. So what is composite imagery? Composite imagery is when you take two different images and combine them. If we say this is a feline animal with the feet of humans, anthropomorphic feet, so it's a composite image, basically.
No attempt at modeling and shading.
Yeah. Now these two words are also very important for you: modeling and shading. So modeling is basically when you do the sketching and everything. Suppose you have to draw a sphere or a cone or a cylinder. The first thing you will do, you will not think about the light that falls upon it. You will showcase its volume from both sides. You will show an even lighting. So that is modeling. When you showcase the volume of a figure or a form. Shading is when the light comes in play, when there is a light source and you put a light on it and shadows take place.
Yeah.
So that is shading. So in this we see that there is no modeling, there is no shading. It's completely flat. There is no ground line, there is no context, there is no setting whatsoever, whether this is a landscape or. And another question that arises: why did the Paleolithic painter choose this profile of the animal, the side profile? He chose it because इसमें जो animal के सबसे characteristic features हैं, the head, body, legs, कितनी legs हैं, and the tail. It's all visible. So he wanted to create a complete depiction of the animal rather than a naturalistic one. So then we go to Spain, and we find that in the caves of Altamira we find these paintings of the bulls, the bisons. And what we find is Like if you look at the scale, this is a person there. So if you look at the scale of these images, like we often disregard these Paleolithic paintings as primitive. We disregard them as being simple. But if you look at the scale, the artist has spent a lot of time, a lot of effort into creating these huge murals. And you will also see the previous one, the Namibia one was in strict profile. But here you see that the animals, they are in curled up position. They are in.
So wounded bison कैसे पता चल रहा है?
Yeah.
Wounded bison कैसे पता चल रहा है?
Bleeding
Yeah, it
maybe
is.
red color.
Some of the animals you see, they are standing at rest. Some are sitting. Some are curled around
So there's no
themselves.
movement as such.
Yeah, a lot of different movements. Basically, the artist is trying to depict how the bison behave in the wild. Their different forms, their different moods. And we even see these kind of bisons, which are curled up. So here we see that the artist has chosen a top perspective rather than a profile to show a wounded or a dead bison. And इसमें another thing you will notice that these are not silhouettes.
These are
These
shaded.
are not entirely outlined. Here the
Yeah,
artist
shading.
is using color and he is creating modeling. यहाँ पे शेडिंग नहीं हो रही है, मॉडलिंग हो रही है. जो बाइसन की वॉल्यूम है, we can sense that. आउटलाइन का बहुत क्लियर इस्तेमाल है कि कैसे जहाँ पे उसको ज़्यादा मार्क दिखाना है, ये डार्क होता है. Another thing that you have to notice कि line की quality कैसी है. Even if the artist is doing a simple line drawing, what is the quality of the line? Now if you see a huge mural, when you're painting a huge mural, your hands should be moving freely. They have to move lyrically. So here we see that the line is very fine. The line is very, it's not broken, it's not in pieces or anything. It's very fine and काफ़ी अच्छे से उसने यूज़ किया है इसका.
So can you go back to that picture?
Yeah.
So ये नीचे there's a person who's looking at it.
Yeah.
The scale of the painting is काफी huge.
Yeah. You can see like we also have a section how did they paint it. Like it's obviously about their height, and so we get to know that Paleolithic painters, they used lamps. They had the torches and all, and they even use in some caves you find holes where the scaffolding they must have kept to create
Right.
platforms.
हाँ,
Reach
Line
that
इतना
point.
ऊपर कैसे किया?
Okay.
This is another cave painting from Pechmerle.
Spotted horses.
Payment किया हुआ ना?
So here we see the artist is now using spots, he's using patterns. Again the animals are in strict profile. There is a little hint of modeling from the sides, from the other sides, from the outside. A hint of modeling to emphasize the volume of the horse. Another thing that the artist would have noticed that look at the shape of the rocks over here. So it's also suggested that the rock was naturally formed over there, and the artist looked at it and he
Perceived
brought the
the
picture out. He used it. And here, the spots and here we also see the handprints. So the handprints give you an idea of the scale. And Paleolithic caves में we also find handprints जिनकी complete fingers नहीं हैं. So it's also suggested that they were using hand signs of some kind to signify hunting instructions or how to behave around these animals in the wild.
और सर ये क्या यूज करके इम्प्रिंट चारकोल ही है ये भी स्टोन पे?
Yeah.
Is this again charcoal on stone?
Yeah. The most common colors you use is charcoal and red oxide. Those are the most commonly found pigments in nature. क्योंकि इट्स अ वेरी गुड ऑब्जर्वेशन कि कलर्स कौन से यूज़ कर रहे हैं. Because as we move to other cultures, as we move to a civilization,
Colours change.
we see blue becomes the color of royalty, blue becomes the color of luxury because it's very hard to find in nature.
वैसे ये horses on scale है
Yeah.
ये close to scale है
Like हाथ का स्केल देखो, हाथ का छाप कितना बड़ा है, वो भी तेरा हाथ
This
है
is the
वहाँ पे।
handprint, so you can see this blue.
and why spotted
It's spotted because most probably there was a spotted horse at that time. We're not sure of it. And another thing, like here the artist is using the shape of the rock to bring out the shape of an animal, the horse's mouth. So they also use, like if the rock is bulging out, they would also use it as a way to emphasize the volume of the animal. Like if the rock is from way concave or convex, they would also use that to their advantage for
Right.
making painting. Then we come to the soft cave, which is an interconnected network of caves, and this is the Hall of the Bulls. This is a very large, massive hall kind of space within a cave, and it's very renowned for its acoustics. So it's suggested that rituals used to take place here, gatherings used to take place, and that's why this is so important. So what's the first observation that comes to mind? जो हमने अभी पहले देखे हैं और उसमें अब देखे हैं. What are the
this
differences?
is much more vivid and precise
डिटेल्ड है बुल
Because of
थोड़ा।
the line weight.
You can
Yeah.
see the horns और उसके the bull is a little more detailed.
जो पहले वाला था that was more close to abstract
We won't say it abstract.
close to
It's simplified.
And this is also more or like on scale. पिछला वाला proportionate नहीं था. This is more
more on
proportionate.
scale. That one was probably more based on symbolism, but this is like the actual
background में
depiction.
किसी को करना है, I think there are more of the shadows and stuff.
Right.
It's not like a painting.
Much more precise and detailed.
So the first thing you'll notice that again the animals are in strict profile, but we now see they are overlapping. Pechmerle में भी हमने देखा था, but here you see that overlapping actually is obstructing the view of the animal. Pechmerle में we saw that both animals were complete, even though they were overlapping. And if you look at the bull here, the bull is in strict profile. Look at his face; it is also in profile, but the horns they are in the frontal view, like how you would see the horns from the front. They are not in a perspective view. They are not one behind the
Right.
other. They are as from the front. So this is again an example of composite imagery that we see here. Because for the Paleolithic painter, the bull is signified by the horns. You see the horns, you know it's a bull. So that's how they create a complete view. Another thing you will also notice that the artist is adhering to the ground line now. These are not floating. You see the presence of a ground line. And that is how, like we saw the bisons earlier, we know that it is not a group of bisons because there is no ground line. They are floating around, so we know they are movement studies. That the artist is drawing different moods of a bison. And here we see a ground line, so this might be a group of animals, this might be a hole,
ये पूरा
this
एक
might
scene
even be a
depict कर
narrative.
रहे हैं
Yeah.
पूरा एक scene depict कर रहे
Yeah.
हैं
Also, इसमें भी we have to be careful because they were using these caves for around thousands or 2000s of years. So a lot of paintings, like you see from the first year and then from the thousandth year, they are always close by also. So you have to understand that also. Although carbon dating helps with that a lot.
Right.
So this is the Lassos cave network. This is the rotunda, the hall. There we have the hall of the book. Then we have an axial gallery. We also have a painting from here. And this is also important. This goes into a shaft which then plunges down to 16 feet deep. And there also we find the painting.